In today's tutorial, we're going to talk about troubleshooting different areas you might run into with your makeup. So I want to stress the importance of when you start off with Maskcara Beauty products, there is an adjustment phase typically with most women. This means it could take anywhere from a day or two to 2 weeks for your skin to adjust to the makeup. That means the cream makeup is so hydrating that sometimes your skin will not absorb it right away like it needs to. That's often a problem with women who have oily skin or really dry skin. So be patient with yourself as you start off with the makeup, and of course send me a message if you feel like you may have the wrong shade of highlight or if you're having trouble with that. I want you to check out these other troubleshooting tips that I have, from dark circles to addressing if your neck is too light or maybe if your skin feels a little tacky or it's a little shiny. We're going to talk about that today. If there's a troubleshooting question that you have that is not addressed in the tutorial, send me a message. I'd love to help you one-on-one. Please don't feel like you're bothering me. That is what I'm here for. I'm here to help you and answer all the questions so that we can make this a success for you, because I promise you, you're going to fall in love with this makeup. There's just a slight learning curve to it at the beginning, but once you start using highlight and contour and all the things, you will not go back. This is going to help enhance your natural beauty and help give you that radiant confidence glow that you've been looking for, and it's just going to help your self-esteem in so many ways. If you look at my face, it's not as bad as it can get, but I do have dark circles underneath my eyes. If you saw me in person, it'd be more noticeable, but I tend to have more of a dark blue underneath my eye. So that's something I like to address before I apply my foundation. So if you're someone who falls in the category, or you're not sure if you fall in the category of dark circles, this is for you. So I said we have color correctors at Maskcara Beauty. Now, we don't have an actual line of color correcting. We believe in versatility with our products, and so using them for more than one purpose. So these two tins right here in my compact are my color correctors that I use before I apply my foundation every single day. So this particular color right here is an actual highlight. So it's part of our foundation cream line. So this shade is called Mango, and I love Mango for dark circles underneath the eye. All I do, very lightly with my finger, make sure your finger's clean, and I'm just gonna apply a little bit of that orange tone highlight underneath my eyes to cover up the dark circles. So what the orange does in Mango is it literally cancels out blue that you have down there. So think of it like color science, the color wheel. So on the color wheel, the opposite of blue, what I have down underneath my eyes, is orange. So that's all color correcting is doing. We're addressing what's going on down there. Because today it's not as noticeable, but I have a lot of times, you'll see my before pictures, it's very noticeable. Later on, I'm going to be applying this lighter, brighter accent highlight underneath my eyes to really brighten underneath there. That color I need is so light because I'm so fair in complexion that I often find it doesn't cover up the darkness I have down there. So that's why I need to address the dark circles. So adding Mango in your compact, yes, that's another highlight you have in there, but let me tell you, this lasts forever. A little goes a long way, and it just helps cover up the darkness you have there before you put something brighter on. The second form of color correcting that I need, that not everybody needs, but I have found a lot of women, especially fair women, need this, is this brown cooler color right here. This is a contour. So our highlights are thinner creams. Our contours are thicker creams that are meant to go on and not move around. You want your highlight to move around your face like a second layer of skin. You want your contour to stay in place because our contour is the darker color we put to emphasize shadow and dimension on our face. So this contour is called, this shade is Aspen, and I have found Aspen is quite universal for color correcting an assortment of troubled issues. And so I have almost all these things that I use Aspen for. So Aspen, the cooler tones in it are gonna cancel out redness. And it also is great because if you have large pores, I often get large pores on both sides of my nose and on my nose. That will help because it's a thicker putty-like consistency, so it's gonna just help. It doesn't cause any breakouts or anything like that. It just gives a better even complexion. And then it also helps if you have any friends like I do, these are actually scars. But if you do get breakouts, the redness that comes from those breakouts. Aspen's really going to help with that. If you have any kind of mild case of rosacea, it's going to help cancel that. So you can see my natural tones, I do tend to have, it varies every day, but I have a lot of pink in my face. I have a lot of different color correcting. So I am somebody who needs a little bit more aspen. I'm just going to strategically place it. I'm going to blend it out with a brush. So if you're not sure if you need aspen to color correct any redness, pores, or scars, breakouts, let me know, and that's something I can help you with. Always amazes me what a little bit of color correcting can do. So you see I did the mango highlight for my dark circles, and then the aspen contour for the redness on my nose, and then the scarring that I had. So just a little bit of those two products color corrects, cancels out some colors that I need before I apply my foundation. What I love is by using color correctors, it actually makes my foundation last a lot longer because I'm not going to need a lot of these products now that I've already color corrected and addressed. I feel like I have an even playing field with my my face. It's like a blank canvas. So if you're not sure if you need color correcting, I did tell you it is an optional step, but if it's something that you are curious about, send me a message and that's something that I can help you with one-on-one. The next thing I want to talk about is your accent highlight. So this is my main highlight, and this is where you're going to apply your main highlight where you need coverage. So a little goes a long way. Your name is on the back of your tin. If you're not sure what your main highlight is, when I color match you, send me a message and I'll help you with that. So I have my main highlight on and I have my contour where I need to mention. What I want to show you is what's not blended out right now. That's my accent highlight. So your accent highlight is where you're going to brighten your face up. You don't need to apply a lot of accent highlight on your face. So I have my accent highlight just a little in my T-zone, down the bridge of my nose, underneath my eyes to brighten up and make myself look more awake. I put mine down my Cupid's bow and down my chin because I'm trying to create a line of light, and a little bit along my jawbone. So I've placed that right underneath my contour line on my cheekbone. So what that does is it just emphasizes your contour line you have right there. And if you have a really light neck, that's just gonna help match it up. So I'm gonna address the issue of if your neck is a lot lighter than your face in just a minute, but I do like to put a little bit of my accent highlight there. One thing I want you to notice is where I have my accent highlight underneath my eye. So I have it placed right underneath my eye, like in a triangle, pointing down like in a pie piece. On this side, I only have it applied just a little bit, like a circle right there. Don't do that. Apply your accent highlight all the way down because you want to create a triangle of light down there. You don't need to apply a lot of your accent highlight because, as I've said before, I say it all the time, a little bit of the cream goes a long way. So if you're noticing that you have your lines are more noticeable or your makeup is looking cakey, that is a sign that you're applying too much cream, or if you see brush strokes. So one thing you want to make sure is if you have some fine lines or wrinkles up here in your forehead, don't apply that lighter accent highlight up there because a lighter highlight is going to brighten and it's going to emphasize things. And that's one reason why you want to be really careful applying that accent highlight underneath your eye. You don't need a lot of product under there. We're not trying to emphasize lines. Over and over again, the one mistake you can make with this makeup is by applying too much. We're so used to applying so much makeup because we want a flawless appearance that it's very easy to apply too much makeup in general, but it's especially easy to apply too much cream makeup. So a little goes a long way. Our makeup is made to give you the coverage you need, but you don't need to put too much on. If you put too much on, That's why the sponge is so perfect, because it's gonna get that excess makeup off of your face. It's also really important to use one of our good double-ended brushes, because these brushes are made to blend the makeup really well, but also to apply it really well so that you get the lightest amount on there and get the coverage you need, but a little goes a long way. That's why if you're seeing brush strokes in your makeup, or if you're seeing your fine lines are being noticeable, or your makeup's feeling really tacky, you're applying too much. It's a retraining process when you first start off with Maskcara Beauty to apply it a lot less. It's buildable makeup, so you can always add to it. It's getting it off when you put too much on that can be a little tricky. The thing you may find, as you see, I've sprayed this day spray already on my face. So if I were to leave my house right now, I look really oily, really shiny, really dewy. That's because I have really oily skin. If you're somebody who has oily skin, you're gonna be out in the heat or humidity all day, or you don't want that dewy appearance, then this is an important step. You want to make sure that you apply a loose powder on your face. So by applying a loose powder, you're gonna give yourself a matte finish. So it's gonna be not so shiny. It's also gonna help set, it's just an extra layer of setting your makeup so it lasts all day. So I love this one by Coty Airspun. I get this for $5 or $6 on Amazon. It's a great loose powder that I just lightly dust on my face underneath my eyes and in my T-zone, any areas where extra shyness coming through. So we also have a powder in a tin called Vanilla Dust. Vanilla Dust is great because it's literally a dust. If you have, if your shine is not so intense like mine, it's great because it comes right there in the tin. I use the loose powder because I need a lot more of it. You can also set with our powdered bronzer called Cayman, and I like to actually apply that wherever I have my contour lines, just because it's a powder product that really just helps set it, helps it to not come off. It won't come off on a mask, it won't rub off, and it's just an extra layer of assurance that your makeup is not going to go anywhere. If you look at me right now, especially in person, my face is a different color than my neck is. Now that doesn't mean I'm wearing the wrong shade of highlight. What that means is my neck is a lot lighter than my face is, and that's a problem with a lot of women. It's because your neck typically doesn't see the sun, right? It doesn't get a lot of color. You can warm your neck up so that your neck matches your face, because like I said, that's typically a problem, and it's not that you have the wrong color of highlight for your face, it's that you need to address the neck issue. So I'm gonna use my Bella bronzer to do that. I'm gonna use my blush and bronzer brush. Most of our brushes will do a good job applying Bella bronzer. I'm just gonna be honest, because it's so highly pigmented, I do recommend either using the blush and bronzer brush for that, or the smaller one, the BBF brush, because both of these have really light bristles that give a really nice soft airbrush effect. So I like to take my Bella bronzer right out of my compact so I can really get into the product. If you don't want to ding your makeup up, you can use the lid to your tin to pop it out. So I take my bronzer, my big fluffy end of the blush and bronzer, and if you don't own this brush, or if you don't own Bella bronzer, you can bundle these two and save $10. And even if you purchased Bella already, that's still a great deal if you want to get the brush, just because for an extra $4 you can get more bronzer to add down the road. This does last a long time, but to me you can never have too much Bella. So I take the back of my hand and I dust off that bronzer on there, because I'm so fair in complexion, I don't want to put too much on at once. And I literally just dust that bronzer all over my neck, and I'm going to warm up my neck so that my neck matches the color of my face, and it makes me look more awake, more healthy, and like I've been out in the sun. And that is how I fix. Now my neck matches my face. It's not that I have the wrong shade of colors on my face, it's just that I need to address that my neck is a lot lighter. And so that is a quick, easy fix, and it blends it out. This brush is amazing because it just blends your makeup out so well. I love the soft bristles of the blush and bronzer brush.